In this video we are going to cover pages 1 to 8 of the chapter The Fish Tale. So, let us start our chapter with an interesting poem. Deep under the sea, see the lovely colored fish, swimming peacefully. This special poem in 3 lines is called a haiku. Such poems about nature are very popular in Japan. Here is another haiku. The lake calm, smooth, still, a fish jumps up and returns, ripples shake the lake. Now, these were a few poems. So do you know any such poems about fish? Just think, talk, discuss with your friends, and then you can recite these poems to each other. So here are some drawings of fishes which are made by the children. Here is one drawing, which was made by Navyata of class 1. This one is another one made by Maya of class 4th. So these are a few drawings. So when you think of fishes, what shapes come to your mind? Maybe triangle or square, and many other kind of shapes may come into your mind. Now there is an activity in which you need to try to use a square and a triangle to draw a fish. So let's try this activity. We need to use squares and triangles. Let this be one square. This be the triangle and this be another triangle. Then we have one smaller triangle over here, and one smaller triangle over here. So, this somewhat looks like a fish. So in similar manner you can also try to make fish using squares and triangles. Now moving ahead, look for fish designs around you. It can be on clothes, or in paintings, or mats, etc. So, Min means a fish, and Meenakshi is a girl whose eyes look like a fish. Okay, so can you think of someone who has such eyes? Now draw a face with fish eyes. Now fishes can have very different sizes. The smallest fish is about 1 centimeter long. Can you imagine just 1 centimeter long fish? And how long do you think is the largest fish? Can you just guess? Maybe 1 meter long or 2 meter long. Just try to make a guess and write it here. Then we will see how long it actually is. How many times longer is your bigger fish than the smaller fish? So if we guess that the longest fish is 2 meter long, then 2 meter is equal to 200 centimeter, and the smallest fish was only 1 centimeter. So our largest fish is 200 times bigger than the smallest fish. Now here it is written the biggest fish in the world is whale shark. It is actually not a whale. You all must have heard about a whale. When we talk about whales, they are different from fish. They are actually mammals. Whales breathe like us through their noses, but fishes have no noses. Fishes take in water and they don't take in air. Whales give birth to babies, but fish lay eggs. Now, the whale shark fish looks big and dangerous, but it is quite harmless and it does not attack human beings. Now one whale shark was as long as 18 meters. We just guessed it 2 meters, but it was 18 meters long. Just imagine how long that is. Almost 12 children of your size standing one on top of the other, and can you guess how much was the weight of it? Well, much more than what 12 of you together weigh. Its weight was about 16,000 kilograms. How many kilograms do you weigh? Let's suppose 40 kilograms is the answer to this question. So, 12 children like you put together will weigh how much? Multiply 40 into 12. This will be 480 kilograms. So 480 kilograms will be the answer over here. About how much more does the whale shark weigh than 12 children like you put together? So the weight of the whale shark was 16,000 kilograms. So we need to subtract 16,480 to get the answer. So the answer will be 15,520 kilograms. So, now comes the fish tail. To see the difference between whales and fish, look carefully at their tails. Can you see that the fish tail stands flat along its body, but the tail of the whale almost looks like two legs. So, over here you can see this is a fish. But over here this tail is different from the one over here, and therefore this animal is a whale. Now schools of fish. Fish like to swim together in the sea in big groups called schools. Okay, just like different groups are named, so a group of fish is called school. In their schools they feel safe from the bigger fish. Okay, so over here you can see that all these fishes, they are moving together, and this is known as a school of the fish. Now moving ahead. To scare of a bigger fish, some small fish drink up a lot of water, and they swell up. So this is a small fish. When it sees a big fish, it will take in a lot of water, and it will swell up and it becomes a big fish. So over here Jinsey used these shapes to make drawings of fish. Now you also need to perform this activity and make different sea animals using these shapes. Which of these animals you have seen before? Maybe you would have seen the silver pomfret, which is used for cooking, or if you have been to aquarium then you must have also seen an octopus. Crabs you can see on the beaches. Then there's cuttlefish or a parrotfish. A lot of fishes are there. You must have eaten prawns. Okay, so now comes fishermen in their boats. How many of you have seen the sea? Many of you who live in coastal regions must have seen the sea. Now where did you see it? Did you see it in a movie or for real? How deep do you think the sea could be? Okay, so these are a few questions that you need to research and find out. So do you know how to swim, or would you be scared of the high sea waves? Okay, so these are few questions which you need to think and answer. Now close your eyes and imagine the sea with waves rising high. How high do you think the waves can go? Look here, wave is shown in this picture. The wave is so high as compared to the man. So maybe let's say 40 meters is how high the waves can go. Imagine that there are fishermen in their boats going up and down with the waves. They start their trip when it's still dark early in the morning. They go when even the sun hasn't come out. Some go on a simple boat made from logs of wood tied together. The log boat is shown in the image. If the sea is rough with very high tides and strong wind, then these fishermen face a difficult time with their boats. These log boats can even break. These log boats do not go very fast. If the wind is very helpful, they can travel about 4 kilometers in 1 hour. How long will they take to go a distance of 10 kilometers? In 1 hour the boat goes 4 kilometers. Then in 2 hours it goes 2 into 4, 8 kilometers. In half an hour it will cover 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2 kilometer. So the boat needs to cover 10 kilometers. It will take 2 hours plus half hour equals 2.5 hours. Moving forward, the fishermen can feel the wind, and look at the sun to find out which way to go. Many of us would get lost and not be able to find our way on the sea, where you only see water, and nothing else. But these fishermen, they are able to find their way. Look at the sun and find out the direction from which it rises. Where you are, what interesting things do you see? The sun rises from the east, and if you will look in the east during the day, you will see sun. So look at east and see what interesting things are there. And then also tell 2 things that are towards the west. Now what a catch! Out on the sea, fishermen look for a place where they hope to find a good catch of fish. There they spread their nets. They will have to wait for many hours for fish to come into their nets. Look at different types of boats. Some boats have motors and go further into the sea. Since they go far out, they can catch more fish. These boats travel faster at the speed of about 20 kilometers in 1 hour. So how far would the motor boat go in 3.5 hours? So it goes 20 kilometers in 1 hour. So in 3 hours, it will go 3 into 20 is equal to 60 kilometer. In half an hour it will go 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10 kilometers. Thus in 3.5 hours it can travel, 60 plus 10 is equal to 70 kilometers. How much time will it take to go 85 kilometers? In 1 hour the motor boat will travel 20 kilometers. In 2 hours the motor boat will travel 40 kilometers. In 3 hours the motor boat will travel 60 kilometers. In 4 hours the motor boat will travel 80 kilometers. Now 10 kilometers is half of 20 and 5 kilometers is half of 10. This means we need to take 1/4 fraction of 1 hour to cover 5 kilometers. That is in 15 minutes, we will cover 5 kilometers. So the total time taken to cover 85 kilometers will be 4 hours plus 15 minutes equals 4 hours 15 minutes. The fishermen are now very worried. There are some very big machine boats in the business. They go far out and put their big nets deep in the sea. This way they collect a whole lot of fish, leaving very few near the seashore. They also stay out on the sea for many days. These big machine boats also catch the small baby fish which have yet to grow up. Fishermen in the smaller boats always let the baby fish pass through their nets to go back into the sea. They choose a net size in such a way that only grown-up fishes are caught. So the small fishermen, they do not catch the baby fish. They only catch the grown-up fishes and let the baby fish swim away. That's it for this video. We have covered pages 1 to 8 in this video. Check out the next video for rest of the chapter. You can find notes and online tests of this chapter on the EduRev app. Also, you will get such videos, notes and tests for all the chapters of Mathematics Class 5 on the EduRev app. Go ahead and subscribe for EduRev Infinity Plan now.